Okay, so today we're going to. I'm surprised it even says, oh, just because it's the end of the expansion or what? It's going to be Perils in Paradise. Okay, fine, which doesn't really affect me too much, or maybe there's some cards from that that'll actually fit into this gimmick, but this is basically. There was one like that for Shaman. There was some brand new card that had just come out, like Return to History or something. I can't remember, but it kind of fit with the Evolve gimmick that I happened to be doing at the time. The most uncanny correlation like that was with the twist mode that I was able to. I was doing like my Warlock gimmick deck with, and I was using Renounced Darkness, and I happened to be able to use it in the twist mode, even though it bugged out and whatever. I made that joke like a million times. Technically, it didn't work. Technically, you couldn't use it because it kept giving you like Death Knight and Demon Hunter and shit, and then taking away all your cards because you're not allowed to use them in the twist mode. But the point is that some of those at least did overlap, where I could play, instead of playing in Wild like I always do with these gimmick decks, I could play in Twist because it still worked just the same way. Talanji, these are characters that I don't even know from later expansions along the line. Or they could just be made up characters just for Hearthstone, which itself is stupid. So this is episode 3, when you have so much rich lore to draw from, right? Why do you need to do that? Like an ass pull where you just make something up like Rokara, or like, you know, even in WoW, you pull out Mist of Pandaria when you have so much other rich lore to actually draw from that's already established. Which shows you're not only milking it, but you're trying to milk it and save your best stuff for later, too. What are you, Avatar 2, The Way of Water? Where, like, you know they could have done better, but they held all their better ideas back just because of the simple fact that they know they're making 5 of them, so why even bother? Normally it says something on here. Oh. I thought it would give you still a description first. So this is episode 3 of my Paladin gimmick deck, and of course, for lack of a better idea, because I couldn't really think of one, I almost want to use Mysterious Challenger and fuck around with that. But the only really good gimmick idea I could think of with this was the Exodia Uther, which has been fun, and I do like the whole, I love the aesthetic of it. I mean, the way Uther looks is awesome with his blue armor and everything, and his voice lines are badass. There's only my justice now, and the whole Exodia mechanic was always novel and interesting at the time. It's still kind of fun. And then what else? Just the animation when they die is pretty badass too, with like all the spirits circling them around. So all that stuff is very fun. However, it does go against the spirit of the gimmick decks in a way that always with these gimmick decks, like for example my Druid one that's anti-spell with all the elusive evasive minions and trying to buff them, and even now with the modern iteration giving it Lorthamar to make them really strong, the goal is to show off, like, okay, instead of a 7/7 Draconid that can't be targeted by spells or hero powers, now it's a 14/14, and all these, so they're already so good because they can't be removed very easily, but now you're going to make them literally impossible to remove because every single one is going to be like a 20/20 15/15 with like can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. So there's only so much AoE or board removal you're gonna have. So at some point you're sort of flexing that position or that whole mechanic. But the point is, you often don't get to the point where you can do that, or even if you do, you still often lose, like as you can see from my experience. And so the point with that is that you're not able to actually able to enjoy that for the simple reason that you're able to. There haven't been any cosmetics that I really wanted from the last couple. They were on a roll for a while, like with Sargeras and stuff, but I haven't really cared in a while. I got Sargeras, I got Cthulhu, I got N'Zoth, all within a short window, right? And I was pretty happy about that. But the point is, yeah, it almost goes against the spirit of how these gimmick decks typically work, because you often, oh shit, speaking of N'Zoth, what is that? Is that only for, oh, but he looks kind of dumb. N'Zoth Last Resort, as in like the last resort, like a vacation resort. Like, are you serious, bro? It still looks pretty cool. I can't even tell what that is it supposed to mean, right? Like, oh, the Dark Moon Fair is corrupted by the old gods, and there's some implication with that. Oh shit, some of these look even new. I don't remember seeing the avatar into it. Bone Mantle Valera. I never really liked these too much, but I should try to get to rank 100 at least once. Imagine you've gotten to Legend a number of times and you haven't even done that. But even the one time I got to Legend since the reward track came out, if it's only once, when I did it for the first time in Wild, I still didn't get to rank 100, or maybe not even close to it. It's kind of weird. You would think you would, right? Just because you would have had to play a certain amount, but it's just weird. Or you have to like buy the extra boost stupid shit, like whatever, the boosted experience, and then you might be able to. It's not like it's hard to do that, it's just like you have to play a lot, so I don't know. one of my bucket list things to do for the game before Hearthstone goes offline. I have to either, you know, I should get to rank 100 at least once. On the reward track, I should get to legend rank 1, and I should do one other thing, which I forget what that even is, or like host my own tournament, you know, officially, like how I did with Yu-Gi-Oh. But yeah, we're doing the Uther thing again. It goes against the spirit of these decks a little bit with respect to, again, it's arguably better because if you get the gimmick, you're not going to just beat around the bush with it like, oh, look at my sexy 14/14 Draconid, or look at my Iron Juggernaut. You're actually going to win the game guaranteed, so that almost makes it too good. And you have to remember the whole spirit of these is it's not about whether they're good or not, and it's not even about whether you win or not. Oh yeah, that was the... Oh shit. Wheel of Death, destroy your deck in 5 turns, destroy the enemy hero. Oh, that's a pretty fun gimmick in itself. I'm assuming that's for a warlock. I can't even tell because it's gold. Oh no, it says it right there. I'm stupid. But is this a new card, or why am I even... This is from Whizbang. Why do I miss all these fucking fun cards? Why did I not even know that existed, and why is it bugging out now? I mean, obviously I don't need to use the golden version of it, but what the fuck is going on? The point is that the gimmick decks are often not meant to be good and not meant to win. They're meant to have a theme to them and to stay very consistent and hard commit to the theme. Like every elusive minion in the game, Lotheb, all this anti-spell stuff, right? Whatever it might be. Like with the Shaman one was very well defined, where it's all this kind of evolved stuff. And so the point is that you're basically in a position to... That one's just bugged out. It's not happy that I got a golden legendary. Which I can use as fodder for disenchanting, but I don't even know what I want to make with all this. Why is it giving me all this stuff now? Like I just played last week. It's not like, oh, a catch up. Catch up for what, dude? What, they just give you this every expansion now because they feel bad for how bloated the game is and how fucking long it's been out? I don't mind it, but it just... That makes sense if you haven't played in a while. But when you just played the last 2 weeks... What the fuck, bro? Why is it doing that? It says there's 3, but then there's magically 10, and then it keeps I don't fucking care, dude. But no, my point is only the simple fact that you're able to... I'm just OCD about clicking these. You know, you're often sacrificing that, so even when the gimmick works, again, whatever it might be, the Iron Juggernaut, the Renounced Darkness, you get like a cool hand. Even if it's good in a way, it's not good enough, and you won't actually win because of it. You get a really good evasive stuff out there, but it's still not enough. You'll still lose somehow, right, to their win condition, to getting hit in the face, to somehow losing on the board still, whatever it might be, right? It's still very possible to lose that. So here it won't be. So it's kind of like either it works or it doesn't in a little bit of a meta, almost stale sense. And then the other thing I want to do is almost Galakrond, where I had it in here, but you can't really use it. I was going to try to do almost both at once, but I kind of forgot how it worked. It would be hard to do it in here for the simple fact of... you wouldn't be able to actually do it. Well, at least that's a lot of dust I can fuck around with, but I don't feel like doing it today. You wouldn't be able to win because of that, and the reason why is because... or you wouldn't be able to play Galakrond because I don't have enough spells to cast on stuff. And the whole reason why you have the quest in here is only so that you're able to... Only so that you're able to do the one guy who gives you a coin, who I took out of this too, so I don't even have it in there. But I'll try to do like a separate one that actually works around Galakrond. No, that Wheel of Death thing is itself super fun. All you have to do is that plus Rin the Dark Decide. Oh shit! Is that actually a thing? You play that, then you have Rin in your hand. I mean, that's a lot to ask, but you have Rin in your hand, so even if they kill it, you'll still win because of that, but you're also biding time because you're not going to fatigue out. That seems like a fucking bonkers card, actually. Just last 5 turns and you win. That's so fun. Even if it's not that good. Again, like a lot of these. This one you might even question why I have, but this to get Uther. So the point is I could just do... Well, you don't really want it in your opening hand, though. If anything, you want a mulligan to try to get it. We got to bronze rank 4, so that in itself is a good sign, but I think I just did a longer session. Right, because you always wonder how far could some of these decks really get, and I would love to find out, but I never play the game enough to actually do that. But yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. I don't even dislike paladins as a class. I genuinely cannot think of a single deck that I've ever used with them that's super fun, or, you know, at least not in the way that I'm thinking, or even like, I don't know, like it has to have some transformative card, right? Like, again, Evolve is a transformative mechanic, but Renounced Darkness completely changes your deck. Explore Angoro, Zinazari completely change your deck. Even the Elusive Evasive, you're full committing to one mechanic, and you might question, why does that have to do with a particular class? But for Druids, it was originally, I did it because of AoE buffs that they had a few of. So then you're summoning these elusive minions that you can't target, and your opponent can't target, obviously, but then you can still buff them and rub it in their face with the AoE buffs, and some of that has been trivialized by the fact of some of that has been trivialized by the simple fact of the, I haven't even looked at the new cards either. I almost don't even care right now, but that's the luxury it gives me, because nothing I do relates to that. You can always do like a fun arena where I'm forced to take the new cards, that kind of format, but you know, you commit to the mechanic. Okay, why a druid? Because you had the AoE buffs. Why the mage? Because you had other things to counter spells, like literally counter spell, but other things beyond that. So that's the reason why you would commit to it on those two, but doesn't seem really necessary, but I'll do it anyway. We have the bananas to potentially do that as well, just to use as the, if you have like 2 coins and a banana, for example, that could work, something like that. But by that logic, you could just easily like use secrets or something. Now, I have some weird urge to almost do Mysterious Challenger and try to make it, I don't know what you could do really in the modern day to make it better, but I never look anything up or ask for advice, even when I'm doing, sometimes people will just give advice anyway, but it's not like when you, you know, even for the purpose of meta decking, or Gimmick meta decking, like I'm not doing it for optimal purposes anyway, but even then I don't want to look up. I want to try to come up with something, but like the Evolve one was always satisfactory within a very clear criteria where every card met a certain condition. I wasted my Consecrate. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, like you are often, you know, a little too reliant on the win condition where it just can kind of be annoying. I could return this to my hand and get another fucking banana. Immune until your next turn. I mean, too early to do shit like that, so you don't really need to do anything. I'm sure there's better ways even to try to achieve the same purpose now. Or I even put the other horsemen in here, Rivendare War Rider, just to try to get, like, we have the 8 horsemen, but you know, once again, hard committing to a mechanic. But it doesn't actually have any synergy, or maybe it does, but I haven't gotten any use out of it so far. But no, I should actually look through the new cards and see if there's something fun within that, at least for Paladin's sake, because I'm almost starved for one. They'll totally be a transformative card like that, just in perfect timing, because the game has deprived them of that. It doesn't mean that Paladins suck, or that I mean, I guess I have historically clowned them. I wasn't making that connection. And WoW, I always clowned them in vanilla for all you do is auto attack and Seal Judgment, one of the worst designed classes in gaming history, RPG history. But it's not even that I'm saying Paladins in this game aren't fun, but I cannot think of a single good use of them either. Like, this is like the infinite loop where you could just unironically, right? You could unironically just flip this back, then play that, then flip it back. Like, I don't know why you would want to do that, but, and you have to also make sure you don't burn cards or overdraw too much. So Uther is gonna spank Death Knight. Uther is gonna spank the fake Lich King. Artha's over here. I should almost do some of these for a longer period of time, right? Like if I only do it for a month, I end up not really doing much with it. But I'll try to do one with Galakron, and I'll try to do one with something else too. Let me look through. I didn't want to disenchant everything, but maybe I should. I wanted to open that pack too, but it's all bugged out. Am I actually gonna lose though? What the fuck? Or no, I mean, this is fine. What does this thing do again? It makes everything like a 2/2, which is actually not that big of a deal. I'm just doing that in principle because it was originally the 5/5, but why would you even resign? Why would you? Because I'm using a busted power creeped out card. This bot is designed to resign as soon as you do that. I was still in a very bad spot, and it doesn't mean that, oh, my deck is good because I happen to have that. So let me make sure. What do I even want on here anyway? Like, is this actually any? Okay. Okay, dude. Fuck. The rune mechanic is one of the worst. Speaking of worst design decisions in gaming history, that one fucking sucks. Evolve. Obviously not quite as good as the one that we had there. And Marin the Fox obviously is going to get some emphasis in the Perils of Paradise thing. Yeah, let's just disenchant everything that we feel like. I'm never the best at actually identifying what you can disenchant. Like, uncraftable include. So if it's not craftable, you won't show me. So that means I don't get it. I feel like you still miss out on certain things, especially like the golden cards. I don't know. Whatever. Let's just do it. Let's make sure we don't get rid of any cards that would align with. I forget who does paladin cards even interact with. Like, whatever. Let's just do it. So we got a lot of shit from that, just like a catch-up pack. Maybe just because I don't play the game often, they somehow know that and extrapolate. Yeah, like who does Death Knight even correlate to? I forget what some of these hybrid class things are. Obviously, Hunter and Demon Hunter are always a thing. Always the colors that look similar to each other to kind of troll you and trick you. Like Hunter and Demon Hunter are both green, just different shades. Or Mage and Shaman are both, you know, kind of shades of blue. Warrior and Rogue, you know, kind of makes sense. Oh, see, like even that, which doesn't make sense. Why the fuck is Paladin and Death Knight the polar opposites? Maybe that's why, but really, why would that be a Paladin card in any way? Ghoul. It's not like I want it anyway, but I better be careful. But yeah, this is, some of them just become random after a while. I guess they're not just set within a certain criteria, right? Where that's like Hunter and whatever. Hunter and Death Knight. That's what those two hero classes have in common, is that they're both multiple words. That's why they left out Monk, not just because Monk is a retcon bullshit stupid class that nobody cares about, just like the Pandaren in general and the whole Mist of Pandaria expansion. That's what I call pandering to a community, to like the Asian market, which is clearly what they were trying to do. Even explicitly they said it. Right, like it's not really something intrinsic to the lore. There's no way to justify that much emphasis on it anyway, so. That was weird to even see the Paladin there. Right, in the Death Knight thing. So, you know, when you're going through and doing this, you might accidentally disenchant a card that you actually want to use or that you are using just because, oh, it's shared between two classes. That can be confusing as hell sometimes. Although there's not that many things like that, and of course, you're not in a position where it's like Magic the Gathering, where there's like a ton of synergy and interplay with all the different colors, which I tend to not really do that anyway in Magic, but, you know, it's a nice option to at least have, where you can mix the colors and stuff together. So 13, we were seeing that with some of the evolve stuff, that's almost as high as you could get something, right? In fact, it is as high as you can get something, where there's not a single we got a golden legendary, which was actually that very cool Wheel of Death, but I'm not really in the mood to do that right now, or we're not going to just randomly play a class when we're sort of on this rotation. Yeah, I would do stuff like this even when I wouldn't stream, but I guess the difference is the fact that you're able to. The difference is I do it sort of more organized now. Like even when I had first come back in 2021 to streaming, after stopping for a couple years, I completed a lot of games that I had sort of left hanging, or, you know, just wouldn't have beaten. Like I would always play the beginning, and I left them hanging because of my old channel, like because I never finished them, or just in general, I would play the start of a game and then never finish it. So like Detroit, Become Human, or Until Dawn, and all these other story games, right? I did it on that basis. where I actually finished them because I did it in like a fixed scheduled thing. It was the same thing even here. Like, I would play gimmick decks like this, but I might not be so faithful to only playing one at a time, one class at a time, and committing to it so hard. Right, this card was recently modified. If you're holding a dragon, gain an empty mana crystal. Doesn't sound that great, but obviously it must have been. For the rest of the game, players draw an extra card to start their turn. Yeah, see, this is like the AoE buff stuff. This is the reason why you'd use elusive minions with the thing, and before you get spoiled by power creep bullshit like Lorthamar. And I really wish they would have done a classic rotation thing. Even if they don't do, you know, twist or whatever, or they can still have that. Yeah, isn't there the thing like makes your next spell cost health instead of mana? So couldn't you do that like with this Wheel of Death, and then you would just fucking roll over them? Because you only have to last 5 turns at that point, which is pretty fucking easy to do. Because what's in your hand would still be in your hand. Like, it doesn't matter. That seems so cool. And that's from last expansion, seemingly. Because we still had those whiz-bang packs in there. Wasn't planning on going through the collection so much here, but whatever, dude. I don't even know what I want to make with it, but... there were a couple of things actually as I had looked through, but let me try to look at the new things here. Like all the stuff that would be potentially fun gimmick paladin cards that would just so happen to fit with this. There'll be something perfect, I know it. But no, we got Galakrond potential, we got a couple other cool things. But no, that's ironic that I was using the very same Galakrond quest to try to bait the coin condition, because I was never using the actual Galakrond thing in this, because you can't even get him, because even if you get the coin or you don't want the coin, I don't have enough minions or spells to cast on minions to actually do anything, so you're not actually able to do it. No, that could always be fun still, even if he's not that good. But even that's still like a more singular win condition where it's not as wide ranging. And of course I have a certain affinity for the Brewmasters just because I always use them with the Iron Juggernaut thing. Classic interaction. But no, like I wish they would have rotated Classic like how they did with WoW, even though they got rid of BC stupidly after they released Wrath. But like, don't just have Classic and just have it stuck in Classic, right? They do something right, but then they fuck it up. But once it's in Classic, then a few months later, whether it corresponds to like real expansions going on right now, or whether it just is on a monthly rotation, would be fine too. So like, let's say it started this month. So July is Classic, then August is Naxxramas or whatever. And then, you know, you keep Goblins versus Gnomes and whatever. So you keep going like that. And you keep rotating through, so it's not just Classic, but it's a whole thing where you get to relive different parts of the game, which in some ways, you know, twist mode is going to give you certain options like that, but it's just not necessary because I don't know, it would have been good as an option, or let people host their own games. There's so many things you could do with it, and I love the fact that, you know, I don't know why games wouldn't have that option ever. Like, every card game should have it. Just let me make my own rule set, which you might think, oh, that'll be unfair and it'll favor me. But even if it does, it applies to me too, and they don't have to play it even, so I don't mind waiting in the lobby forever. But that's the greatest thing that actually chess.com was doing with the variants. You can make your own variant, and then somebody can actually join and play it. Like, you know, so you can just make your own shit up. But here you can make all kind of rule sets. You can only use one expansion, or these expansions, or only use rare cards, only use 4-cost cards. Your whole deck has to be 4-cost or whatever. And even if you think it's weird or it splits the community, people don't actually have to do it. So why is that a bad thing? It's unbelievable that something as basic as that could not be a thing. Right, like it's so simple, dude. Gary's mod lets you do it. Other, you know, fucking any countless games let you do it. But yeah, is Gary's mod to blame for that skibbity toilet thing? Because that's like in some iteration of that, like with the Half-Life 2, right, and like the Half-Life 2 engine and models and everything. I guess with the mage, I don't have to just do the elusive thing. I could also fuck around with the some of those random spell things. Maybe make like a Yogg deck, even though I don't know how. Recast random spell of each cost you cast this game. I haven't really done the Yogg stuff much, considering the fact of... Obviously, I'll keep Paladin cards just for the fuck of it anyway, even if I don't want to use the particular one. But you would think I would use Yogg more, considering my affinity sometimes in these for random stuff. And also, just the way that Yogg works is kind of inherently fun, but that would be a good excuse to use him. Actually, I wasn't thinking about that. So, let's see. Most of this stuff I don't even want. I guess we just got him. After Dr. Boom's involvement with the League of Evil, Kangor cut ties with the Boomsday Labs and began pursuing his true passion, Disco. Lifesteal, swap this with a minion in your hand and give it lifesteal. 5 mana 3/3, really? That's the best you can do? Like, I'm most certainly not going to use it anyway. Resurrect to 2, 3, and 4 from your class. You know, that could do something. Like, oh, it'll... Because I think the things you summon from your hero power cost 2, if I'm not mistaken. The same thing as what the hero power cost. And so... What was I trying to even make, though? There was something at least that I wanted. Summon a minion, it has to have some sense of permanence to it, where it's not just like a one-off. Oh yeah, even this, like, is super awesome, because you're never trying to reduce them to low health anyway, right? You're never trying to kill them on the board, so you're just trying to drag it out as long as possible. One less, I'm not going to have a lot of spells, but this could go along with the other stupid ass thing, the gul'dan, because you're going to be buffing your minions a lot. Hold on Conchella, or hold Conchella. Give a minion +4/+4, cost 1 less for each mana you've spent on holy spells this game. 3/5/5 pirates. I don't see what this has to do with being a paladin, really, though. Holy shit, they gave me a fuckload of cards out of the blue. Because I just cleaned out my collection like 2 episodes ago when I tried to, you know, make this deck in the first place, which didn't take that much work, really. Right, it was pretty much straightforward. I want to see that stupid Wheel of Doom thing, which I actually find super fun. But I don't actually have the ability to play it right now. But no, Mage is actually the last class that we have to do of the core set, as far as what I consider. And then the only other 4 classes we have left are all ones that I haven't played really at all in the history of the game. So that's more like an underplayed class round robin than actually a gimmick round robin. It would be Priest, Rogue, Demon Hunter, and Death Knight. And at least Demon Hunter and Death Knight get off the hook a little bit. Ironically, I might have played Demon Hunter the most out of the 4 just because I played it a lot when it first came out. But the whole point is the simple fact that I would give those 2 a pass because they were at least quote-unquote newer. It would always make sense to have Priest and Paladin be similar because they're both healers and whatever to do with the Holy Light and shit. You might think, oh, well, every healer would be, but they're not because Shamans are healers, other, you know, whatever. Druids can be healers. Those are more to do with nature. I never made that joke, though, in my Shaman little series. Like, I'm not shaming you, but I'm technically using a gimmick deck. So even if you beat me, right, it doesn't mean shit. But no, you can kind of understand why I don't like rogues and priests, or mainly rogues it applies to. Because they sometimes have such insular mechanics that are, like, kind of a little contrived. Not even saying it's bad, but it's just kind of too, says the guy who's using right now a win condition deck that's kind of exactly like that. But no, I'll try to either do something maybe actually meta with those, or just come up with some other idea. You could maybe do Yogg with a rogue itself. But yeah, if I do like 1 per month now, will I get done with those 4? I don't know if I even want to do it like that. But it's wait, that doesn't even make sense though. It's already the end of the month, and I've only done 2 episodes. 1, 2, 3. I guess I would do 1 more going into next month, and that's it? This one's already over? But how? That doesn't even make sense. But no, if I do... August could be 1. August, September, October, November, December. I guess is like 5 months. That's kind of lame. I didn't realize it was actually... Because I've been starting... with the 2nd episode of the month with each deck so that it's not too unfair. Right, because when you play the first time, like the first week of the month, sometimes you can get destroyed just by that token alone. Just because, oh, it's going to be super competitive somehow. because everybody's low on the ladder. At least that's like an old mentality I would have. All the tryhards who are going to get to legend are already at a low rank there, just because the season just started. And so towards the end of the month tends to be the easiest. Not that I'm really trying to ladder either, but it's just unfair for some of these decks when you're obviously not doing anything special anyway. Get rid of all this shit. I wasn't planning to have to do all this actually, but yeah, we've already evolved enough. We've evolved beyond the need to play the evolved deck anymore. Okay, what else do we got? This actually takes an unduly long amount of time. There should be a feature like where you can just check it. Like, I'll click this and it'll have a check mark to show that that's part of my disenchant pile. And then you keep doing it and then you disenchant once over. We could make at least a couple legendaries here if I want. So maybe next time I'll do some of those other decks I'm thinking of, because I was acting like I have all the time in the world, but I really don't. Because assuming, well, it's not like it has to end at the end of the year. There's no such math as that, but it almost seems like it should make sense. So then I would say, okay, that means we only have one more episode with Paladin, and we wasted 2 of them just sort of making it. Right, and this is really the best that I could come up with, though, is a stupid-ass fucking thing. See, like, this is a Paladin thing right there. Activated twice. I don't really care about that, but I'll keep it anyway. The Exodia Paladin. That is so weird, though, bro. But no, like, maybe I'll mess around with Galakrond or somebody, too. Like, each one of those almost deserves its own little thing, right? Its own month's worth session, because of how little I actually play. You know, once a week, and they're kind of short sessions. Each deck is its own thing. So like this would be just the Exodia Paladin, which you might think is not particularly novel, but I haven't played it that much really, even in the history of the game. I played it a little bit when it was maybe current, just because it was a fun, whatever, different idea at the time. There really weren't any win conditions quite as clear as that in the game. In fact, there was nothing, I don't think, that said that. Right, you got Mecha'thun later and stuff like that. So the only actual instant win condition was that. I don't even like the comparison to Exodia too much, because it's kind of like, it's completely different with the fact that you play them onto the board instead of out of the hand, right? Just simply having them in your hand, but whatever, it's the same. I get what people mean when they say it, but you know, you certainly can't start the game and just auto win the way that Exodia can sometimes troll you. That always happens like speedrunners. Like, oh, a speedrunner, not always, because it's rare, but you know, a speedrunner will be doing a run of some Yu-Gi-Oh single player type campaign game, and oh no, the opponent has Exodia, and that ends the fucking run. Like, look, dude. But imagine doing a speedrun of a fucking turn-based game anyway, a card game of all things. There's the little thing that I used to get to Wild Legend, or at least most of the way. The stupid ass imp deck that was like a basic recipe in the deck recipes, which you would think wouldn't be good enough to get you to Legend, but it basically was. I got to Diamond 3 legit, just straight up, right, with that exact thing. And then I only had one other. I used like the Cursed Warlock. It's not like I couldn't maybe have done it with the imp thing. It just would have taken an excruciatingly long amount of time, because of the simple fact that you're able to kind of just go back and forth with it. Yeah, like you get to from bronze rank 10 to diamond 3 in a format that I haven't even played historically, or I mean I haven't laddered in historically wild, because I never tried to, and I just fucked around in it for fun. And then I get from diamond 3 to legend just by, okay, just like let's net deck for once, just to see like what that stupid ass Cursed Warlock thing was. So that was it. Like, it's just that simple. Just use the first deck that comes to mind, the first one that you see in the fucking collection, and that'll almost get you there, and basically could have. And people were even saying, oh, it's not that good. Like, I get to Legend with it. Well, how much better can it be? Oh, you have to get to Legend rank 1, otherwise it's not even that good. Like, what the fuck do you mean, dude? Like, that standard is pretty high. And maybe, no, I wouldn't say you could do it then. Maybe the Curse one could have. In fact, I think it was considered that. Like, it was a Legend rank 1 deck that somebody had done it with. Some of that has to do with the timing of it, though, too. By the time they say and post it online that, oh, this is a Legend Rank 1 deck, everybody might already know it and then sort of counteract it a bit. But no, I hate the laziness that people put in with that. Like, I get that they want to brag and show off, but there's no sense of, like, innovators with anything like that. That's how chess is. Like, oh, everything's stale and solved, and nobody really wants to think for themselves. That's why I like the fact of variants and stuff so much, because of the simple fact that you have to be a little more creative. Chess 960 and stuff, you can't just rely on openings. So it's the same thing here. You could have some sort of weird zany formats or rule set for the deck, gimmick decks and stuff. So you're still trying to win, but you're trying to win within a certain context in a certain way that is a little bit different. We have a lot of legendaries, or even this is so fun. Shuffle 3 TNT. When drawn, blow up a card in their deck, hand, and board. I can do that the same way I do Iron Juggernaut. This I mostly don't care to do. Let's just maybe look through it quickly. And then I'll try to look through the Paladin cards. Or, I mean, I guess I could look through even the neutral cards. And just see if there's something fun that would be added to this. Otherwise, I don't even know. So I guess we're actually almost done with this. I guess I was sort of spoiled because I maybe did that Shaman one for over a month. Now I'm going to try to limit it to just a month for each, I guess, because we wanted to, like, correspond to the end of the year or something. I don't know. But yeah, that means this would have gone on for basically a year, because if you think about it, or even more, because at the end of last year we started with Warrior and Warlock, and then by the end of this year, or whatever, then we did Whizbang, then we did the Hunter at the beginning of this year, then we did the Whizbang again, like the old Whizbang, and then the new Whizbang, and then we moved on to, what did we do after Hunter? Did it just go straight to Shaman? We did Warlock and Warrior at the beginning, then we did like Whizbang, and then a Hunter, and then Whizbang again, and then we did Shaman. No, we did, I think, Hunter and then Druid and then Shaman. I kind of forgot about Druid. Okay, let's see if we can't have uncraftable. Okay, it's just going to trigger me though still to see it there. So that was pretty lucky that we just got a golden legendary, but I don't even know what to do with some of this stuff. Like, I don't want anything. But yeah, whenever you would type in new to actually look at something, it would fuck you up, because then as soon as you see them, they're not new anymore, therefore you can't disenchant them, right? That was always like a, not even really a bug, but just an unintentional side effect of it. Let's look through here, and we have Paradise. You get the little skull dead emoji too. Just see if there's something maybe special, or wait. Oh, well, we're just looking at the neutral cards. Cost 2 less for each time you use the location this game. Don't really care about that. I do like this one chick we have that gives you like a location from the future. She's kind of fun. Summon an 8/8 beast for your opponent, attacks all their minions. Deal 10 damage to this minion. If you control another pirate, equip a random weapon from your deck. Hey David, thanks for the follow. After you draw a card, 50% chance to draw another. At the end of your turn, upgrade your eruptions. Shuffle 5 eruptions. Deal 1 damage to all enemies, that's fine. Charge. It would be a miracle if something actually synergized with this. Summon a copy of friendly location. After a minion summoned for your opponent during your turn. In fact, some of these games I've won only because of that location chick, who gives you like one from the future, and then it ends up giving me like a dragon set that's like so good. After a minion is summoned, okay, silence, destroy it. At the end of your turn, give all other friendly minions that didn't die +2 attack. Give all other minions -1/-1. All other minions are asleep. None of these are really too fun. Discover a card from the newest expansion. Deals octuple damage to minions. And then discover an amazing amulet to give to both players. Take control of an enemy minion until end of turn. Oh shit, there's a lot of them. Reduce the cost of all cards in your hand by 1. Reduce the cost. Holy shit. I like things like this though, at least because they have so much impact. Get a 1 cost, or they're so unpredictable too. Hack the top 2 cards, deck into. Okay, I don't care. Summon Nerubian Egg, destroy it. Okay, discover 3 cards, craft a custom 1 cost potion. Deal 1 to this. Shows you how much I really care about the new stuff, just if there's something really fun or interesting in it. Like, I was so happy to see the newer Whizbang. That was actually, you know, exactly the sort of thing I would have asked for. If you're holding a spell that costs 5 or more, summon a copy of this. Gain 3 armor. Discover location from any class. Get a random drink spell. After adjacent minion attacks, deal 1 damage to a random player. Discover a pirate. If you cast 3 spells while holding this, discover one of them. This has all minion types. There wasn't really that much interesting in the neutral. Let's see in the paladin section. I guess I overestimate how many things are actually going to be. Or this, I was even questioning, why the hell is that even a paladin card? It costs 1 less. Deal 4 damage, give a random friendly minion +4/+4. Sun Sapper Linessa, Rogue Tourist. What the hell is that? I guess that must be one of the keywords of the thing. Your deck may include rogue cards from... Okay, dude. That's kind of fucking stupid. It might have made more sense if it just said it can contain rogue cards, period. Then that would be a good mechanic. Right, but why does it have to just be from rogues? That's so dumb. What kind of an oddly specific mechanic is that? Paladins are so lawful that they start feeling like a rogue just by sitting on someone else's beach chair. Okay. After it attacks, turn into a location. Next spell has lifesteal. Draw your lowest cost card. Draw your high... Okay, this could work because... What is the lowest cost card that I would want? Like the guy... Oh, this could be good. I think I've already seen some of these, though. These were already in the thing maybe before. Right, you just couldn't use them yet. Because you could draw the Beardo from this and Uther from it. Right, so that solves a lot of problems. And especially if you do it multiple times. After your hero attacks, after this minion gains attack, reduce the cost of the highest cost card in your hand by 1. Then in return, get a 1 cost card. Okay, nothing really super fun. Give a character Divine Shield. Let's maybe just make that as the Grand Edition. And we have plenty of dust to fuck around with, but there's nothing really that I want. Like even this, I guess we could arguably replace with that because it's generally the same purpose that I'm trying to do. And the fucking banana thing, dude. It is actually fine, but if you do the math, like let's say you have 10 mana and you have 2 coins, right? Would that be enough? 2 coins and a banana. Do you play Beardo? No, you play Beardo, so you're down to 7. Then you play a coin. No, you play the hero power, you're down to 5. Then you do a coin, then you're down to 4. Then you do a coin, then you're at 5 down to 3. Then you do the banana. So yeah, even with 2 coins and a banana, you should maybe mathematically be able to do it. So that's why the banana is so good. Not that you really need to be doing it like that. I don't know why I even have this guy in there. Battle, choose a fantastic treasure, shuffle other 3 in your deck. I don't know, just for the novelty, I guess, of doing it. And you would question why I have Cariel in there, but just because it's a random hodgepodge as it is. But I should almost have another Cold Light Oracle, because that's the main issue that you run into, is just a card draw. No, we did actually win a couple games last time, albeit at a low rank, whatever. But we're always doing these at a low rank. But actually, from the win condition, I should almost force myself that I can only win from that, but... You know, I have to just force myself to BM them, quote unquote, even at my own peril, even if I end up losing by not winning, even if I have the chance. But then usually people resign anyway. Like that last guy resigned seemingly for no reason. I was actually about to lose myself.
Uther versus Uther. I will fight with honor.
Okay, so you get the coin here. So what you don't get, though, is the actual... See, you should almost still mulligan it. You shouldn't even worry about that, right? Just mulligan for Uther the whole way, because you're gonna get the coins some other way. You get, yeah. See, now if I just get my highest cost card, I just win the game, because, yeah, it'll also let you get the coin guys, right? If I get that 4 cost dude whose name I already just forgot, you'll get one of these, so you'll be guaranteed to get the coins that way too. And I already start with a coin, so I literally just need Uther, and I already win. It's just that simple, and I just need to last long enough, I guess. There was this one game where I started with the perfect hand with Beardo, with Uther, and the coin guys, and I had started with the coin, I think, and I still lost because I couldn't survive whatever they were doing up to that point, but I was very cocky at the beginning of that one. So yeah, the coins are already adequate, so you already just, again, you're just waiting for Uther. It's kind of fitting to see Naxxramas here, obviously, given the whole Death Knight vibe. But then again, even the Four Horsemen. I haven't seen the other Four Horsemen thing play out at all, though. And I even have, I think this is a Nax card back, I'm pretty sure. So I must have done this on purpose. This is like from a long time ago, though, so I just kind of already had this there. And I just forgot about it, but... yeah, is that really worth it, bro? That's really the card that's going to win me the game? Indirectly, yes, it is the card that's going to win me the game, but... am I doing my math somehow wrong, though? Because... no, I'm assuming the banana is going to come into play, but it's not, because... I don't actually have it. I guess you would need at least 3 coins in this case. But no, like, I literally get Uther. This is so fucking stupid, man. It's not even like I couldn't lose. It's just, it's so RNG based that if you just start with the right thing. So this guy wouldn't give you Beardo, obviously, because you have a lot of low cost cards, but it's still good. I mean, you're going to cycle through your deck a bit.
It's time to raise the stakes. Generous.
Yeah, you have more than enough spells to cast. You could even use some coins and maybe do that. Why do I feel like my math is wrong? Okay, you have 10, and you have 2 coins and a banana. So 10 goes down to 7, goes down to 5 with Beardo and the first hero power. Then it goes up to 6, and you play it again to 4. Then it goes up to 5, then you play it again, it goes to 3. Then you play the banana, and then you play it again. So that should be enough. I feel like I even tried to do something like that last time, and it fucked me up.
Hey, I got you, friend.
I almost want to try it now. I mean, when you have 3 coins and when you're lucky enough to start with one, there's no, you know, possibility of failure. Although, I could be in a bad health position. Do I want to do a quality consecrate? And the answer is not really, but I'll do it anyway. Imagine having to quality consecrate this board. Okay, we just happen to get it on our own. Or wait a second, what did I miss with that guy? Wait. Oh, no, I'm stupid. Somehow I was just assuming I already would have gotten it. So of course they could always silence it and then it's not that big of a deal.
Let the pain speak to me.
You're just rolling in the win condition now, so all you'd have to do is get to the point of being able to play it. So you just get to turn 9 and then get to turn 10 and you finish them off. It's just that simple. Again, it's not that these decks I'm going against are very good, but even if they were, right, you could still end it relatively quickly. Get 2 random dragons. That one's been really good. Draw 2 spells, cast whatever, summon a 3 cost, give a charge. I don't really have room for the dragons, but it's still good. Let me test my banana theory, because I don't know why I'm so struggling to figure out whether that would work. I guess I maybe tried to do it with 2 bananas and 1 coin, but that doesn't work. Right, you need at least 2 coins, guaranteed, no matter what. And then one cost card could work, so it could be a secret, it could be anything.
Reporting for duty.
Now all we have to do is survive this, which I should have plenty of opportunities to do. Rush, Divine Shield. Oh shit, I might actually still lose though. But I'd like to see the dragon trip play out, but it's not actually going to. I don't know if I want to even give him card draw. Or, oh, this somehow I didn't even think had rush. Okay. This, you could get this guy for the heal, but or wait, what am I doing? Fuck these coins, dude. I never thought I'd complain about them, but no, see, even here you have the grave possibility of losing before you get the win condition, just because whatever, they can still rush you down. So even a bad subpar bot caliber deck like this can still fuck you over. You have cards like this that solve things out at least pretty well. I mean, I could almost coin him out, but maybe I should just do this and I'll be fine.
I will not forsake
This is make everything a 2/2, which wouldn't even be really worth it. Here, let's just see what we get as far as the dragons, because I don't care about burning stuff. Those have tended to be pretty good value. Give your other minions +2/+2, fine.
Open your minds to the light.
Open your mind. Quattro's favorite line from, what's it called? The, I'm not going to be able to use this anyway. I shouldn't burn what is going to be potentially good cards later. From, what is it called? Total Recall.
Reporting for duty.
I always say that when I listen to that Galaxy Train song from Darker Than Black while playing chess. Very oddly specific reference, but just it keeps saying open your mind, open your mind. It's mostly an instrumental song, but
Mind if I roll need?
instrumental in me getting chess rating. That is one of the reasons why I like playing chess at times, although I haven't done it as much lately, is it just gives me an excuse to listen to music and all kinds of random stuff, and it's almost like a just chatting category. Not that stuff like this couldn't be that as well. Now you'll win from the heels of this too, because that would have been what's so important, is just you get the 5 armor and then you get the life steal here as well. So the health values I could care less even about. Right, I'm not even gonna worry about it. Or you know what could actually fuck you over here is actually the size of your own board. That's why Wild Pyromancer is really in here, not just to do an Equality Consecrate type of placeholder, but to actually kill your own stuff, because it's impossible to do the stupid win condition without that. Right, like he could actually cuck me this way, but it's not like I couldn't just win anyway normally.
My shield.
You would actually need 5 spaces too. That's what's kind of annoying about it.
Reporting for duty.
With the Beardo, there should almost be that capability to override your thing if you don't have room.
For the light. For my master.
And with this shit, you end up getting fucked over too. So now you can just do it. You go ahead with Beardo, or what I wanted to see is do it with the banana, but I guess I just didn't. Again, it almost doesn't feel like you really need to worry about this, but
I return.
wait, did I somehow fuck it up?
Was merely set.
But how? How? What? I guess I could just do it all over. Wait, I fucked it up anyway. I mean, the likelihood of him actually being able, he's gonna get consecration. The likelihood of you actually being able to, I guess that's a good way to look at, oh, the light is their bane because they are perfectly statted to be taken out by consecration. But what is the likelihood that he'd actually be able to stop me from doing it now? And the answer is he could easily stop me by just not summoning anything, because I can't fucking kill my own shit off.
We are unyielding.
Bro, are you actually gonna do this to me? That is dumb though, and sometimes. Right, why not have the option to just override and kill one of your minions if you summon another one? Now, just by the grace of you summoning stuff, you're gonna let me actually win the game, which proves you must be a bot. Wait. Oh yeah, it was the Divine Shield I was gonna say. Or you know what, I just fucked up because I... Oh no, it doesn't matter though, you can do it this way. Or no, maybe you can't. Fuck, oh shit. The effect of my own thing is screwing me over because I was gonna try to trade in, but I was trading in the wrong thing, first of all. But number 2 is, you can't actually trade as long as this is out there. Or it just takes so much longer. Okay, so now you'll be able to do it. Holy shit, bro. Those are the dangers of overstacking your board.
Look at me.
Please, bro. Please. We made that take a lot longer than it needed to be. Even though we won the other game, we didn't get to see the win condition, and quite frankly, I was almost losing. Like, I kind of slowed down the pace a little bit, but it seemed like he maybe had a chance. He got me down to 9 health, and then I'm kind of worried. But no, you can easily beat a deck like this on the board because of how long, excruciatingly long, it can take to actually get the win condition. So I guess next time will be the last episode with this, and I don't know whether I even want to do this iteration of it, or why does this just feel like it was such a short time? So we'll just go and we'll dig for Beardo, and again, we already started with the coin, so we're getting kind of spoiled. Right, so the only thing we need is like maybe 2 more coins or a coin and a banana, and we also need the simple fact of Beardo, which there's no easy way to get him though. Even if I play the 2 dudes who give me the lowest cost card, it's still not going to guarantee it. Right, because it'll just get rid of some of the other ones. The 2 cost stuff that gives me coins, which is still good, but you could just play this as a tempo play sometimes. Yeah, I love the sort of fan fiction nature of some of these. Like, what if Arthas raised Uther? This is what it would be like. That is such a cool, you know, idea for an effect too. Like some of the classes just get cucked though. Like, oh, Justicar was transformative with Priest and Warrior, but everybody else, it just kind of sucks and nobody cares. Or, you know, Uther can be actually your whole win condition for that expansion, but then, you know, some of the other ones would have just been very basic and banal. Whereas at least like Rexar was transformative. Like Hunter and Paladin have that in common. I sort of struggled to come up with a really fun deck for Hunter either. Like a really gimmick center deck. I tried Karnas's Brood was okay. But, you know, that's like Duro Monster Cardo from fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Like that moment with Rex and... Or not Rex, Weevil and Yugi, where he keeps using Berserker Soul. Every time you draw a minion, you draw a card. And every time you, whatever, like Karnas's Brood works basically the same way. And somebody even made an edit of it like that, but like they edited Karnas's Brood into the clip of Yugi doing that. But the point is that I struggled to come up with a really fun gimmick for Hunter. And so then I ended up almost just using Rexar the hero as the placeholder. Like, oh, the ability to craft a Zombeast is very much what's fun about it.
Must move quickly.
Which it is fun, but I mean, that's not much of a substantive thing for the deck. Like, the only thing you really have is just the simple ability to do, the ability to, whatever, do Karnasa and do Rexar, but there wasn't much else I could think of. The main thing you want to do is just try to survive to that point. Maybe I sometimes underestimate how hard that is to do, because these decks I'm going against are not really very good, but if they were, you could easily finish me off before I get to that point. But you could say, oh, that's the whole weakness and assumption with it. But what if I started with Beardo in my hand? I would still have to get to turn 10, but as if that's that big of a deal. What is this, Marvel Snap, where every game ends before 10 games, but at least there it's forced? Or even PvZ Heroes, it typically most games end before turn 10, but that's my win condition. Like, literally just last till turn 10, because most of the rest of the stuff is going to take care of itself. Now you just might not get Beardo at all, which doesn't mean there's any reason to hold back playing Uther either. You can just kind of do it anyway, but I should almost try to milk the location. I have enough coins, so the only... And who else would use these cards? So it kind of telegraphs what I'm doing. So if they have, like, Dirty Rat or something and it gets Uther, then we're fucked. But no, like, what if Beardo's the last card in my deck? Then there's really nothing I can do about it, because even if I play this shit... Right, even if I play the things that draw your lowest cost card, it's not going to be my lowest cost card. Or it might be, or I guess if they're tied, it'll just be random. It's not going to let you choose, obviously. I love the low texture quality on this thing. I don't know why it's like that. Is that a bug, or is that intentional for some inside joke? Or is it just some issue on my end, like my computer can't handle it? Or it could be some sort of trick of the light. Like maybe it's not actually low tech. No, it is though. Imagine that. Like this, it's not like this is a new background. This has been here for a long fucking time from the adventure. So this has been here like fucking for 10 years probably. I mean, you could use Wild Pyromancer with that as well, just the actual
Come with me into the future.
random 3-cost minion. Choose a minion. Destroy all minions with less attack than it. Do I dare? Maybe he'll summon something bigger, or maybe I'll summon something bigger, but then I won't be able to play that. Outskirts of Lordaeron. Yeah, does that mean these are actually going to be ones that they introduce in later expansions as cards, or what? Or is this some hypothetical fantasy future they're talking about? They could do that with a lot of other things too. Just give me a whole deck from the future and just fuck it. Spoil your own card designs or rejected ideas. You could make a whole format just out of that. Like, make a format in this game that's like Warcraft TCG that you try to transport over all the cards from that. How hard would that be? Since it's a dead game anyway, because nobody can keep up with the physical aspect. But I would genuinely love to play that in some form. But you can kind of play in some fan-made online thing, but it's very hard to figure that out, especially when you don't know what all the cards do and everything. Or it was like hard to find anybody to play against, I guess, too. You know, card games are like chess or board games where they're not fun to play unless they're against another person. Usually, but you know, it's all about the egotism of showing something off. But yeah, make it a 4/4. Make something actually strong. Oh shit, I might get Beardo, but I'm gonna burn him because okay, good. But yeah, we gotta watch out for this shit a little bit. You can put this down and then you can just kill everything with less attack than, or if I had the banana here, I could use it in an interesting way. You build this up to 10. I mean, that's still a good thing, but yeah, the other dude I haven't been able to use at all. I guess I'll just accept that because we'll figure it out. I don't know. Now we're going to lose because we don't have the coin, but the problem is it makes it very hard to survive because you're not really doing anything to try to survive. You're just kind of doing the same shit over and over, right? Where you're trying to get your stupid ass win condition, which is, you know, in some ways a little bit boring. And I'm sure there's way better ways now to do the same thing, or you would just make a better deck, period. And I almost want that Nozari guy.
Ooh, a rainbow.
Maybe I should let these go on for like 2 months each because I don't know, you can't really appreciate them enough in this short amount of time. Like, I feel like I barely started. The first episode I only played like 2 games. This episode I'm only gonna have played like 2 or 3 games. And then the next episode I'm gonna like whatever, try to almost do a different deck altogether. This is good with the whole double rush. This is not bad. I don't know.
I can't.
I think I'm still dead. Like, what the fuck was the point of that?
By the holy light.
What if I just played the Stegodon? I mean, he could have easily gotten through it. Or maybe not so easily, but whatever. The best way to beat this is just rush it down, which is not really that big of a surprise that you should be able to do that. But at least we won 2 out of 3 games, I guess. Is that really all I played? And then I got to see the win condition at least once. So I don't know whether I want to let this go on a little bit longer or not. We'll at least do it next time, obviously. First episode of the month. No, but this one went by like way too fast. I don't know why. I do like basically the same thing with all of them. Like the first episode I try to build it. But again, like the last one I did, the shaman one was very the shaman, there's no rule that says I have to stop playing when I do that either, but Win matches, gain stars, 3 stars, rank up. Let's do another one just for the novelty of it. The main way that I try to do that is if I lose, or if I have another deck to alternate between, then I can do that. Like, you know, I'll play as this one till I lose, then I play as the other one till I lose. But if you only have one, then if you lose the first game, I'm not going to just end the episode there. So it doesn't really matter. To get Beardo this time, it's maybe more important to get Beardo than it is to get the other dude, Uther, because you can get Uther guaranteed because he's your highest cost card, right? So that makes it a little bit easier. So I already am pretty much guaranteed to get him.
Well met.
That doesn't mean you're gonna win though, and we still need like 3 coins, so it's not as easy as you think. Or again, 2 coins and a banana. You should almost save that for the effect, but I almost just don't even care. Let's just do it as a tempo play. Which didn't really do anything for me at all anyway, but... yeah, there's all these kind of weird things in WoW too, like how did he get the twin blades of Azeroth or whatever, or like how did Malkazar get Gorehowl? Like, right, all these kind of random things just to show off cool weapons and items, but there's no actual in-lore explanation for how that any of that shit makes sense.
It's time to raise the stakes.
We're missing out mainly on the coins here, but again, most of these cards are not really good for their staying power. Like, I'm not going to survive long enough till turn 10, even if I get all this shit. Even against a dude who's using Murloc Tidehunter, the clearly the class of the game that you know somebody's using a good deck if they do that.
That's right. Feel
You should arguably not give them the coins early, but... and again, a lot of this stuff could be countered by silence, but...
Hide behind you.
or no, I mean, that one doesn't really work that way. Okay, that's fine. Oh, shit, here we go, dude. I act surprised, like that's not what the intention is to happen, but I just want to accidentally burn something. But we will because of that. Or no, fuck, I have everything backwards. Now all you have to do is get to turn 10 and get 2 more coins, or again, 1 more coin and a banana. And again, of course, the secrets could be a good placeholder for the same 1 cost purpose. Now this you're just doing as a novelty gimmick, just because I've not seen this effect play out at all, even once, where I've actually won because of it, or even really had a chance to win because of it. We've had him die before, but... you know, all you'd have to do is silence one of them, the last one. But even if you silence them, their death still counts, so then you could save one in reserve and do it like that.
Looks like I'm here just in time.
That's good, at least, just to stall out some time. So I need Nozari, the true god of this fucking... but isn't this... no, I guess Bronze Dragonflight is the one to do with time. So Amber, I guess, is to do with healing. But is Amber the same as Alexstrasza? Isn't that like red? Red should be the healing one because that's like the life binder and stuff, right?
Hot out of the kill.
So now we're still in a good spot. We just need the spells to be able to play here. There are other even hero power related cards that would come to mind, but deal 2 damage to all enemies would not actually be all that impactful.
Just make it.
Maybe with the weapon it would be kind of worth it, and of course it puts you in such a defensive state of mind. So again, doing that for the 5 armor, doing that for the weapon, doing that for all, you know, the defensive purpose, everything is still kind of good. That thing can be very dangerous, and I don't want to have to use a quality on it, but I guess I might. Or I guess I don't have to. I could just do like this. Right, even though I'll take 4, it's still worth it. Now, maybe you could have said, oh, we should have just played Uther, but it's okay. Does that mean I'll actually win because of this condition for the first time ever? Because we've already gotten 3 of them.
Welcome, lost.
Right, could have done that like anyway. I'm getting kind of too carried away with that guy, with these fucking things.
Remember the fallen.
This thing can get out of hand really fast, but like he's actually just gonna kill me in this. So the point is that we have Uther. I'm just being sort of shy about playing, which maybe I shouldn't do. But I need like too many more coins and everything. If I get somebody who'll give me the coin, maybe I should do that first and then... No, but this alone is gonna heal the shit out of me anyway. Okay, let's just do it.
The light's justice has
Alright, so if we get the 4th knight as well, we'd be fine. Because of the simple fact that if that one dies, this one doesn't even, this one could be silenced and it would still be fine. That one just has to not die. Or, I mean, that one has to die. We could either get that or we could get the coin. Or this could be maybe the highest cost card, too. Wait, what? Or no, it'll be... You know, if it's not something that I want, then what? It's gonna burn something. Like, we already win because of that. Or again, we would just win on the board, but I'm almost attached to... I almost want to win because of the other condition now. We're not playing as Exodia Uther anymore. We're playing as the other, you know, almost Mech Cthulhu wannabe with the Death Rattle. As if you couldn't just deal with this some other way. Right, like, instead of just beating you down with that, I'm going to wait for the other one, and then... But it's going to burn it. Imagine if that still counted. Like, if this dies, and then it burned it right after. It's technically still dying, because... Okay, Tyrion. We have the coins. I'm going to BM this guy a little bit, though, because... I'll just do it at a slow-paced crawl anyway, because sometimes you can get away with this. Like, you would think, oh, they're going to kill it every turn, but maybe sometimes they don't have that luxury. They have other things to worry about. So, bro, all you got to do is give me the other 4th horseman, but it's going to burn anyway. The Stegodon shit I could have done to the lifesteal anyway. But yeah, this dude could have been beefed up even more if I just kept the 4/4 buff. Right, I could have just kept doing that every turn. But he kills everything strategically besides that, of course. As a bot would do. Okay, so all we're trying to do is get this fucking thing. But you see how annoying and hard this can be. I don't know what the strategy actually with this would be. With the 4 knights or whatever. The other 4 horsemen. Because of the simple fact that even if you do this, it's like there must be some other way to dig them out. Like, even if you make a deck that just lasts a super long amount of time. I'm not even really too worried about it, but of course, yeah, we're gonna deck the fucking clown out by the time we try to get this. BM is more important than winning, or again, achieving your gimmick is more important than winning would be mostly what I would say, but we have timeouts, so we can always waste a little bit of time there, as if this shouldn't just be called Divine Shield or Bubble in some other way. Come on, bro, I want to see it from the other thing, but there's no guarantee I can even get that thing killed. Like, what does a paladin have that's like naturalized type play that you can guarantee? But I would almost want to see that now that we saw that warlock card. Rin the Dark Disciple plus whatever, that Wheel of Death. Yeah, maybe he doesn't think I'm trolling even, and I'm just... Whoops. I did that by accident. I'm trying to get the one... Oh, he's gonna lose to fatigue, though, or he's gonna try to kill himself. Fuck. No, we have to win because of this before fatigue. Come on, bro. Don't ruin my fun here. Summon a 3 cost, draw 2 cards, swap their cost.
Drink with me, friend.
I don't know. This is dumb. I can't do anything.
Drink with me.
No, anything you do from that, you're not gonna get what you want to get. Fuck it. I don't even care. I don't even care. We'll do this. No. Oh, fuck. No. Or no. I thought I didn't have room. Now we gotta make sure this dude dies, and that's all we gotta go for. Right? Wild pyromancer type shit could potentially do it. No, don't kill yourself either. I want to see. Fuck. No. Let me actually see it, bro. Now, at least if you attack in, I would do that. Fuck.
No choice.
Come on, bro. You're not gonna let me actually do it, huh? Cast 3 random paladin secrets. Choose a friendly minion. +3 can attack. Draw 2 cards. Now he's just gonna lose whether he wants to or not, or you could attack into here, and I guess you would still lose to the same condition.
Almost out of cards.
Fuck off, bro. Yeah, how is a paladin even supposed to pop that shit anyway? I'll still let him do the honor, but that's kind of lame. Right, like how can you guarantee? Well, I guess it's not a paladin card. It's a neutral card, so anybody could do that shit anyway. Why did I get so many levels from that one game? What the fuck? Okay, see you tomorrow.